Okay, so picture this. You're driving down the road, jamming to your favorite tunes, not a care in the world, and then suddenly your GPS just goes completely haywire.
Yeah.
It's not just like a little glitch, like it's completely freaking out.
Right.
And it's not just you, it's like everyone's GPS is going crazy. Someone just like totally killed GPS.
Yeah.
Sounds like, I don't know, some crazy sci-fi movie, right?
It's actually not as far-fetched as you might think. Back in 2016, almost 10,000 ships were spoofed
Whoa, hold on.
by the Russian military.
Wait, really?
That's not a typo. 10,000 ships.
Wow.
So imagine that kind of disruption, but like on a global scale.
Oh.
Global shipping lanes in chaos, like economies would just completely tank. Even just, getting groceries to your local supermarket, that all becomes like a gamble. So the reality is GPS is way more vulnerable than most people realize.
See, this is what freaks me out. Like, how is that even possible? It's not like you can just hack a satellite from your laptop.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like a GPS jammer, which is powerful enough to disrupt like a whole neighborhood, you can buy one of those online for less than $100.
What?
Yeah. But the real issue here isn't just jamming, it's spoofing. So imagine like subtly feeding a ship false coordinates, right? Like you're sending it miles off course and it doesn't even realize it. It's happened. And that's what makes this company that we're going to deep dive into today, Bavovna AI, so fascinating.
Okay.
Because they've actually created a navigation system that doesn't rely on GPS at all.
Wait, so no satellites, no signals, just like pure AI?
Exactly. Pure AI.
How is that even possible?
It's a really ingenious system, actually.
Yeah.
So they're starting with UAVs. So that's unmanned aerial vehicles or drones.
Okay.
Basically, size and weight are super critical in those, right?
Right.
So Bavovna's tech, it gets installed directly onto the vehicle.
Okay.
And then it uses a combination of onboard sensors, machine learning algorithms, and then a bit of, well, I guess the only way I can really describe it is like digital intuition
Right.
to navigate.
Hold on. Digital intuition, is that like the actual technical term for it?
Not really.
Yeah.
But it's really the best way that I can think to describe it. Basically, Bavovna's AI builds this constantly updating internal map of its environment. So think of it kind of like, you know how you would navigate a dark room, right?
Yeah.
Using your senses to kind of piece together your surroundings. Super complex, like under the hood.
Yeah.
But essentially, their AI is learning to like see and feel its way through the world.
Huh.
Much like we do.
Interesting.
Just with a lot more, data crunching power.
So it's not just like immune to being spoofed or jammed. It can go places, or I guess allow us to go places that GPS just can't reach.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So think underground, underwater, or even like navigating through a really dense urban canyon where, the skyscrapers can block those GPS signals. And this is not just some like pie in the sky idea either. Bavovna's already got like, boots on the ground, or I guess drones in the air in Ukraine.
They're using this in a war zone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And that's where things get really, really interesting. We're not talking about just theoretical potential here. This is a battle-tested system that's proving its worth in, like, one of the most demanding environments that you can even imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, according to, reports from the field, it's doing incredibly well. Like, it's exceeding expectations. There's even one account of a Bavovna-equipped drone that successfully navigated through this really dense forest, completely off-grid, to deliver like these really important medical supplies to a unit that was pinned down by enemy fire.
Oh, wow.
This tech is literally saving lives.
Drones delivering medical supplies in a war zone. It's kind of wild to think that something that started out of needing to like get around GPS spoofing could end up having like such a huge impact.
Yeah, and it's not just war zones either. That's like what makes this whole thing so interesting. Remember earlier we were talking about Allied Venture Partners?
Yeah.
The ones who just invested a ton in Bavovna.
Yeah, when those guys make a move, it's a big deal. Like everyone in tech kind of stops and pays attention.
Yeah.
So what do they see in Bavovna that has them like so excited?
I mean, it's simple, really.
Wow.
Money, a lot of it. But, it's not like your typical Silicon Valley thing chasing,
Right.
like whatever's hot right now.
Right.
Allied Venture Partners, they play the long game. They see Bavovna as being able to disrupt not just one, but like a whole bunch of multi-billion-dollar industries.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like autonomous vehicles,
Yeah.
shipping,
Yeah.
logistics, even like your self-driving car in the future. All those things, they rely on GPS.
Right.
And GPS, like we've talked about, it's surprisingly easy to mess with. Bavovna lets you cut that cord. So you can have like truly independent systems, ones that can go wherever, whenever.
It's kind of funny, right? Like, we should talk about self-driving cars, but are they really self-driving if some kid with a cheap GPS jammer can throw them
E-
off course?
Exactly. That's what's so smart about what Bavovna is doing. They're solving a problem that most people don't even realize is a problem. But allied venture partners, they get it.
Yeah, they connected the dots.
They see what's coming.
Speaking of connecting the dots, I was looking at, like, their investment thesis on Bavovna. It seems like their whole bet comes down to 5 main things.
Okay.
The first one is probably the most obvious, the team.
Yeah.
Ex-special forces, AI experts, people who, like, live and breathe navigation. This isn't some group of, tech bros. These are people who get the real world stuff, and that gives them a real advantage.
Yeah. Experience matters, especially in something as complicated as this.
Okay.
What else?
Number two, how big the market is. We kind of touched on this already, but the GPS market is going to be worth like over $300 billion by 2030.
It's huge.
Yeah, and that's just GPS. Bavovna could create a whole new category.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with them so far. Good team, huge market. What's next?
This is the big one. They've actually done it.
Yeah.
Real world success. And not like in some lab. We're talking drones flying in war zones, delivering critical stuff like while people are shooting at them. That is some serious proof.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing that makes investors open up their wallets.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did they say?
They've already got people paying them.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. And not just like small time either. We're talking 6-figure contracts already. And I've heard rumors of even bigger stuff in the works.
That's incredible for a company that's still pretty new. It shows they can like actually back it up. Yeah.
Totally. Okay, last but not least, number 5.
Hit me.
Timing, which, like they say, is everything. Right now, Bavovna's in a league of their own. While other companies are still trying to figure out how to make GPS like less hackable, Bavovna's totally skipped ahead.
It's like that classic thing, disrupt or be disrupted.
Yeah.
All the big companies are so busy trying to protect what they've got, they don't even see the future coming. And then suddenly, bam! Bavovna's not just building a better mousetrap, they're creating a whole new way to catch a mouse. One that doesn't even need cheese.
It's really kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Like, this tech that pretty much nobody's even heard of could just change everything. But, so does that mean GPS is, like, dead? Because it's everywhere, right?
That's a good question.
Yep.
I mean, to kind of paraphrase Mark Twain, the rumors of GPS's death have been greatly exaggerated, at least for now anyway.
Okay.
You've got legacy systems, you've got cost, you've got regulations. All that's going to keep GPS around for a while, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
But what Bavovna does is it makes us think about navigation totally differently. Like they found this weakness, this vulnerability
yeah,
in a system we all just assume works.
right.
And they've given us this glimpse into a future where we don't have those limits anymore. It's pretty exciting.
So it's not necessarily about getting rid of GPS completely. It's more like, what else can we do now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Think about like exploration or scientific research or even like disaster relief. Imagine being able to send those self-driving cars we were talking about into, I don't know, like an earthquake zone or underwater and not even having to worry about if GPS is working. This could totally change how we do things.
Yes, even create industries we haven't even thought of yet.
Right. It's like the Wild West of navigation out there. And
Mm.
Bavovna's, they're leading the pack. And that kind of brings me to what I really hope people listening take away from all this. If something is, I don't know, as basic as GPS can be, like disrupted, what other things that we just assume are going to always be there could be next?
Oh, interesting.
Think about it, like the financial system, the power grid, even the way we talk to each other. They're all so important, but as Bavovna shows us, not invincible.
That's kind of, I don't know, exciting and scary at the same time. Like, it's cool to think about what we could do, but also kind of freaky to realize how much we rely on stuff that might not be as, like, foolproof as we think.
Exactly. And that's all the more reason to stay, keep up with this stuff. Be curious. Don't just accept things the way they are. The people who change the future are the ones who question things and are open to new ideas.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, there you have it, everyone. Another deep dive successfully navigated. Until next time, stay curious and remember, the best discoveries often come from the most unexpected places.